All right, we are back. We are back with the WWE tier list. I'm with the main man, Ray. How are you, brother?
I'm fantastic, Sharpy. How are you, brother?
I'm very good. Today we are doing WWE video games. Rayman hasn't played too many of these, so I'm probably going to take the lead on the most of this. People are watching with us live, so we'll get some input from those people. But I'm going to just get straight into it straight away. So the first one we got is WWE 2K18. I actually thought that one wasn't too bad. There's a couple in here around that time that were absolute stinkers. I'm going to just chuck it in the C category. Again, the WWE 2K games are not my favourite, and they've been well documented to not be my favourite, but that's where I'm going to leave 2K18. Probably brought in a few new mechanics and stuff that we still see today, but we'll leave it there.
I did play that one. That was one I did
2K18,
play that.
you actually played that
I did
one?
play that one. I will agree. Put it in C. I'll agree. Put it in C. Yep.
WWE Day of Reckoning, I believe, was on the Nintendo GameCube, I think. I played that one a little bit. I didn't get to play that anywhere as much as I wish I could have. It was okay. I'm going to go the D category. I think it was out the same time as SmackDown vs. Raw, and it was out on the GameCube. The graphics are slightly worse. Very similar sort of style game, but very much not the best so far. WWF No Mercy came out on the Nintendo 64.
Oh, I played this heaps. Me and my older brothers would fight over playing this game.
I'm umming and ahhing whether or not to put this on S tier. It is that good.
I want to go S.
I'm happy
because
with that.
there's some childhood memories of me trying to get on this game, trying to fight my two older brothers off, trying to get on this game too. Like, I loved it. Where the storyline went with it as well, it would be like new people that would come out for you.
Yep.
The graphics were fantastic at the time. They were really, really good. Stone Cold's walk when he came out, everything like that is so, so good. Like, that was an awesome game for me.
I agree. I love it. I think for people that are our age, I think it's fair enough. Like, we sort of grew up in the Nintendo 64 era. For people that are a lot younger than us that are watching right now, you're probably like, oh, who cares, man? But back in the day, to get a decent WWE game was so hard to find, and that was like one of the first really, really good ones. Speaking of really, really good ones, SmackDown vs. Raw came out after the greatest wrestling game of all time. Very, very good game. Similar mechanics to that. Better graphics. First proper game to have like decent voice acting in it too. There were a couple before it that did as well, but really, really enjoyed SmackDown vs. Raw. The soundtrack on that game is absolutely outstanding. I'm actually doing a playthrough of that on our YouTube channels coming up in the next couple of months, so keep an eye out for that. Love that game to death.
Is that the one that we played through where you could get up on top of the fist? Was that one?
That's SmackDown Here Comes
Jumping
the
the
Pain.
gun. Sorry about that.
But they're very similar. Came out around the same time. SmackDown vs. Raw 2009. I'm going to pop that one as a C tier. A good season mode. I enjoyed the season mode. I enjoyed playing as Jeff Hardy. I loved that season mode. But just some of the stuff just felt a little bit incomplete. I didn't really love just some of the things that they did with it. I thought that it was a little bit of a downgrade from 2008. 2008 was very, very, very good. And yeah, 2009 just felt like a little bit of a step back. And it was, I think, the second to last. Oh no, they had 2011, so they still had a few more SmackDown vs. Raws to go. But yeah, 2008. I'm going to reserve S tier. I'm going to reserve S tier for the real creme de la creme. 2008 is very, very good. The My GM mode on this was so good because you had ECW brought into it, so you could have like the ECW. You could have like flaming tables in this game,
cool,
which weren't in SmackDown vs. Raw 2007. Third Man Up, what's up, dude? Shout out to you. Everyone go follow Third Man Up. And I just love this game from the get-go. It had CM Punk in it. That was the first game I had Punk, so I love that. I remember doing like a flaming table with like Punk and Undertaker, and I was just like living the dream playing it. I absolutely loved it. I think it was great. Let's move on to it was WWE 12. So this is like in between 2K and they stopped doing SmackDown vs. Raw. Wasn't big on this. I'm going to go E tier. I didn't love this game. I didn't love much of this era going forward. So there's going to be a few of these that go a fair way down. But WWE 12 with Randy on the cover was just okay. It wasn't great. Didn't really love it. WWE 13 with Punk. I'm going to just go a D. Still pretty good. Still some decent like storylines, stuff like that. Just didn't love it. Again, that's the reason they went to 2K and 2K14 was because these games weren't doing that well. And I think THQ went out of business as well around this time. So it sort of
THQ. Oh,
it shows a lot with that. So then 2K14 came out, and that for me was an A grade game because they changed everything, sort of thing. It felt like you went from 13 to 2K14, and it was the first time that they brought it. Basically, nothing's changed from 2K14 except the graphics. That's basically all I'm going to say. So every other 2K game is going to be lower than 2K14. I did enjoy 2K15. I'm going to leave that in B, only because that was the first one that came out on the PS5. PS4? PS5? PS4. PS4. And it was very fun to play. I really enjoyed it. I think 14 might have come out on the PS4 as well, but... now we've got 16, 17, and 19. 19 I hated.
Yeah, I did play that.
So many issues with that game.
I wasn't a fan of that game. I did play that one.
We all know how much I hate glitches and issues. I do not like that game whatsoever. 2K17 I thought was just meh. It was okay. It wasn't great. Didn't love it. And yeah, 2K18 I'm going to put right there with it. Wasn't much better. The other Day of Reckoning on the Nintendo GameCube, I'm going to just put it in the same spot. Again, I had a Nintendo GameCube growing up, and I didn't love them. I didn't love those games. I preferred the SmackDown vs. Raw games. I thought they were outstanding. This one's Legends of WrestleMania as well. That one was actually okay. I kind of enjoyed that.
I did play that. I did quite like that game, and I totally agree with putting it in C. It wasn't a massive standout to me. I think as the years gone by, they've already gotten better, especially the last 2 years. But yeah, that's a game I did play. Yep.
When I got 19, I couldn't stand it. That was the worst for me. I hated it. Raw 2 on the Xbox was like, again around the same time as SmackDown versus Raw, or Here Comes the Pain. It was okay. I did play this at my mates a lot. Didn't love it as much as I loved the PS2 versions. I thought the PS2 versions were way better in my opinion, but that was probably because I'm biased. I always played on the PlayStation, so I just didn't like the way they played, and I felt like the graphics were a little bit more clunky. I'm going to put Raw at B because that was the first one, and that felt more like SmackDown Here Comes the Pain. I thought those two were just magic games. SmackDown vs. Raw 2007 is probably my second most played out of all these, and I've played a few of them a lot. And I loved that game. I'm going to put it at S tier. That's just selfishly. That's just selfishly. Okay. I loved it.
Yeah, right.
Thought it was fun. Thought it was great. Loved the storyline mode. The only gripe I had with it was the world titles in the game looked like toys. They were too small.
Oh, okay.
That was one thing that bugged me about a lot of the games in the SmackDown vs. Raw era. Was a lot of the titles felt really, really small. I remember probably after, I think it might have been SmackDown vs. Raw 2006 was the first time that the World Heavyweight Championship looked like a toy belt on Triple H, and I was like, oh man, that looks terrible. Whereas in Here Comes the Pain and stuff, the World Heavyweight title was massive and it looked great. SmackDown vs. Raw 2010, that's an A. That was elite. Loved that game. Had that on the PS3. Played the crap out of it. Or is it 11? Is that 11? I think it's 11. I'm going to put 11 in S tier. I loved that. If that's 11, I can't really tell. It is 11, I think. Yeah. I loved it. Absolutely loved it. One of my most played through games on the PS3. It was the first time they had like the mechanics where the tables would break and they'd like stay in the ring and stuff.
Oh,
that
cool,
sort of
cool.
Shit.
Yep.
Yeah, I thought that I played the crap out of that game. Loved it. WrestleMania 19. I actually did. This is one I haven't played. It's probably the only one out of two that I haven't played in this whole list. So I'm just going to chuck it in C. You guys might have to help us out here live. I never played WrestleMania 19. Yeah, let me know in the comment section below because I never played that. I'm just going to chuck it in the middle because I got no idea. SmackDown, Here Comes the Pain. Bang! Front best by an absolute mile. The greatest wrestling game ever made. I don't care what anyone says. Rip me apart about 2K19. I don't care. SmackDown, Here Comes the Pain is by far the greatest video game by THQ, by any wrestling company ever made. It was the best.
Is that the one where Brock Lesnar really gets the push and they get the graphics down for Lesnar as he like flexes his shoulders and stuff after? Yeah, that was...
So the graphics from Shut Your Mouth and Just Bring It were like, they were progressing a fair way, and then you went to Here Comes the Pain, and Here Comes the Pain's graphics just felt so smooth. They didn't have these like big glotchy edges and stuff. I don't know what the specific words are, but like it just felt so smooth. Even the gameplay in that game feels better than the 2K games. It feels so smooth.
Wow.
You know when you go to grab someone in 2K and it's like that kind of like like that half little glitch.
Yeah.
Whereas in that game, it was just like grab you, bang, bang, and it's just no lag, no nothing.
Yep.
I loved it. I thought it was fantastic. SmackDown Shut Your Mouth was also very, very, very good. It's the one before it. I'm probably going to put it at S tier as well.
Oh, jeez.
Slightly worse graphics than Here Comes the Pain. Same mechanics, gameplay-wise. Probably a better roster, too, I think. Because it had Hulk Hogan, it had Jeff Hardy.
Cool.
It had some seriously good wrestlers in that. And we lost a couple going into SmackDown Here Comes the Pain. And then we lost even more going into SmackDown versus Raw as well, which sucked. But yeah, that is an extremely good video game. SmackDown Just Bring It was the one prior to that, and that one was very good as well. I really, really enjoyed that. It laid the groundwork for the two above it. I'm probably going to leave it at B. It's just not at SmackDown vs. Raw level or 2008 level. I just think that those two were so good. SmackDown vs. Raw 2010. It's a bit like 2009. I thought 2008 was way better than those two. I'm probably going to leave it in B. I did play a lot of that as well. And that was probably one that came out on the PS3 as well. So I had the PS2 version, and I felt like I was missing out. I was always a bit jealous, but really, really did enjoy that game as well. WrestleMania 21 is another one I didn't play. If you guys played it, let me know. This is the other one I didn't play. So I'm going to just leave it in C tier because that's the only one I really didn't play for some reason. Never got my hands on it. Never really got to enjoy it. SmackDown 1 I played and loved it. I'm going to put it in B tier. Played a lot of it when it came out. Had it on the PS1. Played it all the time with my cousin. That's one of the first wrestling game I ever played. I remember waking up, like running to the PlayStation in the morning and then hearing the entrance music or whatever it was for that song. Loved it. I thought it was so much fun. And yeah, again, laid the groundwork for the later on SmackDown games. WrestleMania 18. Didn't love it. I'm going to just leave it in D tier. Played it a little bit at my mate's. I never had that one, but I remember playing it at his. And again, just didn't love it as much. SmackDown 2. I'm going to leave right next to SmackDown 1. I thought they were great games. Loved them. Basically brother and sister, pretty much. So a lot of fun, those two, especially at the start. I'm going to chuck All Stars at F because I hated it. Did you play it?
I didn't play it. I mean,
Crap.
I wanted to play it, but I don't think I'm going to play it right now.
Big, chunky, fake kind of thing. Fun, like, if you just like arcadey kind of style stuff, but didn't love it. Didn't love it at all.
Maybe I won't give that a shot then. Okay.
And SmackDown vs. Raw 2006 goes all the way up the top.
Cool.
Loved it. First one to have a GM mode.
That's
so
cool.
my GM, you could like book a show. Had some elite things that you could do in that. First one to have like blood dripping onto their chest, dripping onto the mat. That was sick. Love those sort of details that they added to it. And then, yeah, that's all we've done. So thank you guys for watching. Let me know. Everyone's saying that I've stuffed up on 2K19, but when I got it, it had so many glitches. And it just did my head in, and I hate glitches.
I was never really a fan of it.
I could probably drag 17 down if I'm being honest.
Yeah, I wasn't a big fan of it, man.
Yeah.
I didn't like it, so.
Yeah. And 18.
Oh, Jesus.
Now that's better.
Down now.
I'm happier with that. I'm happier with that. That's way better. Those games sucked, and I hated them so much. And I hate glitches. All right, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. We will see you guys in the next one. Have a great one. Bye for now. Peace. Love it.